Hello, YouTube. Home Theater Joe here, and as usual, I hope y'all are happy, healthy, and doing well. The Samsung S95b. Wow, there's a lot of hype behind this. Looks like it's living up to the hype. Let me bring everyone back down to reality, and I feel like I really need to do this service right here. Okay, Samsung S95b. What's going on with that guy? It's amazing. If you don't know who Classy Tech is, go check out Classy. He had a 7 hour stream, and he just recently put out like a 23, 25 minute video kind of on the S95B, and it's amazing. Love Classy, love his work. All right, let's get back to reality. I seem to remember a little product Samsung came out with just a few years ago. My, how we all suffer from recency bias, okay? The Fold cell phone, first generation, came out. It was terrible. It was bent everywhere. Everybody was peeling the screens off. It was a disaster. What do we get with the S95B? First thing Classy says, my panel's bent. If this were the panel I was going to keep, I'd take it back. Also, in his shorter review type video, he did make comment on how there's a lot of bent panels out here. Is that a big deal? Maybe, maybe not. I'm going to tell you right now, the first generation Samsung Fold was terrible. The second generation, lovely. Everybody loved it. Why is this significant? Samsung has a habit of quickly putting out first generation products just to see what the market wants to do with them. So, my warning to all you people out here that are like, Samsung S95B is the king of all kings, you better slow your roll. If I was you, I'm just a dumb old floor man from Virginia, I would wait for that second gen Samsung. Now, let's go on to some more technical stuff. Samsung is terrible with ARC. I'm sorry, they just are. It's always a problem. I haven't owned a Samsung TV in quite some time, 4 or 5 years, because of partly all of that mess and their sound bars. Okay, I had a sound bar just a couple few years ago. Let me try to just say Samsung's got some issues, obviously, with their art capabilities. The TV looks phenomenal, but I want everybody to pump their brakes on the S95. Excuse me, the S95B. Now, let me jump over here to the A95K. I have not been a fan of Sony for quite some time. I still, I guess maybe I'm wrong about the A80J and the image retention thing going on. Haven't heard of a whole lot of burn-in, but I really thought that those particular models were going to suffer some image retention and burn-in. Maybe I was wrong about that, but it hasn't been quite a year yet, so we'll see. Probably wrong. That's okay. Per usual, I could be wrong. All right. Other than that, let me look. Let me go back to Sony's 900E, 950E I bought several years ago, 2018. It was a Bravia television, and it was terrible. I do believe with the new A95K, I think Sony's gonna get this one right. I'm just gonna take a guess. Sony's been doing so many things wrong the last few years, in my opinion, with VRR, with 120 FPS, um, all these things that should come out of the box, but you had to wait for updates. Sony's been taking people for a ride for a long time, and nobody seems to talk about that. But I do believe with the greatness of the QD-OLED and the processing power of Sony, we might have a great display here. So I myself am really looking to see what Sony does. I'm really looking to see what Classy has to say about that. There's also a lot of other reviewers that I follow, but you know, I'm really waiting for a lot of those people to win. But if I had to take a shot in the dark here, I'd say that the Sony A95K, it's going to beat out the Samsung, and their first generation is liable to be a lot better. Now, let's put all this to the side, y'all. Maybe you have a LG C10 or an LG C1, or you just bought an LG C2, or you just bought a Samsung Neo QLED. Um, you just bought your new Sony Bravia. Look, guys, if you have a C1, a C2, if you have a brand new, whatever, don't feel bad, man. FOMO's always got the FOMO. I love FOMO, but he's always got FOMO. Everybody out here on YouTube always has FOMO. And the last couple of days have made me really understand what this space has been like the last 2 years. Okay, every year, it's something else. We're all hyping up the next TV, the next great thing. And grant you, QD-OLED is the next great thing. Pretty sure. But I believe we have yet to see the best from WRGB OLED. Not saying it's going to get QD-OLED. It'll get a little better. Psst, stop scratching my chair. That's a bad kitty. Anyway, QD-OLED is the new wave. Everybody hypes up everything every year. Okay. One quick correction. I hear a lot of people talking about A90J was the best TV of last year. No, it wasn't. The G1 calibrated beat out that display. Okay. So for as much talk as the A95 or the A90J gets, it wasn't the best TV last year. Period. It was a good one. If you have an A90J, I might have said S. If you have an A90J, you got a great display. If you have a C1 or even a C2, you have a great display, y'all. If you're, I don't know, the average Joe like me, a regular old home theater Joe, we can't go buy a new TV every time a new one comes out. The processing gets a little better or the new tech gets here. So for all these people out here hyping up the A95K, the S95B, y'all, it's okay. Even Classy said, or I'm sure a lot of people are going to say, in a vacuum, I'm watching my C10. It's okay. Now, if it's next to the S95B, I might see some difference. Y'all, it's not a big deal. These displays today are gorgeous. QD-OLED is clearly the next technology, but let me pump everybody's brakes real quick. Everybody, QD-OLED, QD-OLED. Did you forget about micro LED? Because let me tell you what's going on with micro LED. 200 plus inch screen sizes in panels you can put together. Right now, I believe 110 inches, the smallest size you can get, and it's only 1080p. Guys, it's for the uber ultra rich. But micro LED will be here. Here he comes, like usual. Micro LED will be here. 8-10 years, it'll be affordable for the average person. And then that's going to take out QD-OLED. So we've got a stopgap for a little while. And I don't want to bash QD-OLED because it looks amazing. And it's probably going to be amazing. My prediction is the Sony is going to fare a lot better than the Samsung. Also, I'd like to say Sony may find its way back to prominence here with this display. In my opinion, Sony in the last 4 or 5 years has been terrible, aside from the A90J and the A80, right? Besides those two TVs, and I'm just going to stop there. I believe Sony comes back to prominence with the A95K. I believe, their VRR, 120 frames a second, all that stuff, it'll work. So I'm actually looking for excuse me, I keep tripping all over my words. I'm actually looking for Sony to knock this one out of the park. It's going to be pretty amazing, probably. But again, like I said about micro LED, y'all, there's always going to be something else coming down the pike, okay? It might take 8 or 10 years, but believe you me, micro LED is going to poo all over everything. So just take all of this with a grain of salt, y'all. One more thing about my C10. Since the last update, and me and my friend Corey have been talking about this, you may know Corey. He's all over the place in our community. As you Rock Hawkins, very smart fella. Love you to death, Corey. He and I, wait a minute, why did I bring up E-Rock? I have to see, look, I'm just tripping all over myself now. But there was a good reason I brought up E-Rock. Oh, yeah, he and I have been discussing the C10. My 77 C10, it looks better than it ever has. All right. And this is something I knew dealing with my C8. LG does not, they don't just let their TVs go, they continually update them. And I guess what, the C10 is now going on 3 years old, and it honestly looks better than it ever has, processes better than it ever has. I don't know that Samsung can say that about their firmware updates on their displays. And I know Sony can't say that about their firmware updating on their displays because most of their firmware updates just screw things up. So, when we talk about reliability, when we talk about future firmwares and our TV aging well or better, to me, LG is still king. Now, I know. WRGB, QLED is awesome, blah, blah, blah. You watch how many problems you're going to have with that Samsung. Promise ya. Hope you're not hooking that up to your home theater. Hope you're not using ARC with that guy. But that Sony's liable to be a different story, y'all. So that's all I want to say today, okay? Let me wrap a bow on this and just give you my final couple messages. The Samsung's liable to have problems. The Sony will probably be very good. And I've been bashing Sony for a long time. But I'm expecting Sony to knock this one out of the park. If you don't own the Samsung S95b, or if you don't buy the Sony A95K, it's all right. It's okay. It's not a big deal, y'all. The displays that are out on the market today are gorgeous. Most of them. You can buy a TCL, a Vizio, a Hisense, a Panasonic, an LG, a Sony, a Samsung. They're really good looking displays, y'all. We're just at that time, okay, in 2022 where display technology is banging and it's now moving right in front of our eyes. So, y'all slow down, man. Don't catch that FOMO. It's okay. Give that first Gen Tech a year. Give it 1 year. There's going to be some bugs, especially with Samsung. Mark my words. Bent panel. Are you kidding me? That's, anyway. For anybody out here that just bought a brand new Sony, Samsung, LG, Panasonic, don't feel bad, y'all. Don't feel bad. Because these early adopters, especially the Samsung, they're going to deal with some surprises for sure. Just go back and look at the Samsung Galaxy Fold, first gen and second gen. Okay, so let's pump our brakes here. It's okay if you don't have a QD-OLED, y'all, and it's okay if you're not going to get one. All right, so that's really my message. And Sony, I'm expecting Sony to do well with that display, so we'll see. Um, yeah, I don't know what else to say. I just think I'm going to maybe do something else about the display community here on YouTube. Every year, y'all, I'm seeing the same. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm not calling out any one person in particular, and I may be guilty of this myself, talking about the C1. But it's okay, y'all. You know what I mean? It's okay. Like, we don't have to hype stuff every single year. And I've been a part of it. I did it. But now I'm balls deep in this community the last 2 years. And it's like, it's getting to be really redundant. That's it. You know, if it's not the G1 or the HTJ or the G2, if it's not the C9, you know, we're always talking about something in this community that's bigger than life. No, it's not, man. They're just displays, y'all. That's all it is. Anyway, I'm rambling and I need to get ready to go do stuff. So I hope anybody that watches this, can take comfort in the fact that it's going to be okay. Good for QD-OLED. I'm excited. Classy has got me very excited. That Samsung, not touching it. We'll wait and see what the Sony does. Still not touching that though. I'm a second generation guy. So yeah, I'm just not going to be doing it. And I know I might get beat over the head, but I really want to see what that G2 is doing. I really want to see what the G2 is doing. Also, one final point I'm going to get out of here. I am really loving QD-OLED for the fact that everything now should get knocked down. LG should have to lower their prices on their displays. Classy said it best. The LG OLEDs, the WRGB OLED, well, that's now mid-tier, y'all. That's no longer. Competition is good for us, the consumers. But the hype train, I'm just over all the hype train, y'all. Like every time I turn on YouTube, something else to be hyped about. There's a lot of people on YouTube just selling things. They don't care. Oh, it's great. Check this out. No, dude. No. I don't like that. So, yeah, whatever. Anyway, I'm rambling. My kitty cat won't leave me alone. No ducky. He won't leave me alone. So I'm going to get out of here. But if you have any questions or comments, good, bad, or indifferent, go ahead and put them right down there below. They are greatly encouraged and greatly appreciated. I really would like to know what everybody thinks about the QD-OLED. So I'm seeing a lot in the comments sections, but I want to know what our people think. So let us know. Anyway, I'm going to wrap a bow on this one right now. Look at old ducky. As always, thank you for listening. Yeah, be good. Be safe. Boom. All right, now I got to press the button.